I just had to try one. Let's crack on. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as I have bought a Panda W10i, and this is a little bit infamous in sort of the modern personal cassette player era that we're in. It's sort of some sort of benchmark, maybe. It's sort of frequently mentioned, but one thing that really drew me to trying this out, not only is it sort of mentioned in so many different places as sort of the modern benchmark, but also somebody said in the comments that basically the Maxell that I was so pleased to buy and it's still working really well, and I do actually quite like. I mean, it's not as good as the retro stuff, but it's pretty good, I've found. This is basically this, just in a different shell. So yeah, so I bought this off AliExpress. It cost me $57.99, and it's at the moment it's at $59.39, with 33% off from the grand price total of $89.98. So what a bargain. But like everything on AliExpress, everything seems to be going up at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to crack this open. It's only arrived the other day, and I've not even broken the plastic seal on it. So there we go. There it is in all its glory. Really nice box, to be honest, and this is like embossed. It's quite a sort of snazzy design on it. And the other thing, of course, is that it's sporting the brass flywheel, which I'm sure is going to make a huge difference to it. Not like the bargain basement one we looked at last time, which the listing had brass flywheels and it didn't have any at all. So yeah, it slides open. Oh, it's nice. It's obviously a sort of a bit of a thought to the unboxing experience. Oh, it's like an iPad. There we go. And yeah, I did go for purple. I don't know quite why, but anyway, I did. And it's sort of quite nicely wrapped. So obviously you get the cassette player itself. There's strange color. It's like it's been in the sun too long, but yeah, it does have a bit of a striking resemblance to the Maxell, doesn't it? Very much so. Yeah, so that's interesting. And then what else do we have in the box? Bit of a QR code with some information on it. I'm not sure, because it's all in Chinese. And cassette player. Any instructions in English? No, all in, I'm assuming, Chinese. So yeah, okay, I may well translate that. And like I did for the Maxell, I'll put a copy of this so you can download it from my Google Drive. So what else do we get? There's a curious box on the side here. Oh, okay. Well, that's a nice touch. A sort of little pouch, which is almost impossible to break open the wrapper for. It's rather cool. And then this will be the charging. It's USB-C from what I understand. Yeah, USB-C. So that's a fairly average quality, low quality really lead, but I'm sure it'll be fine for just charging it. I don't expect it to have any sort of data capability. So put that back in there. Brilliant. So very much like the Maxell volume, we've got the Bluetooth, so it's got Bluetooth output, so you can Bluetooth it to connect it to headphones via Bluetooth, and Bluetooth it, I quite like that. Then got battery charge indicator, and no doubt low battery. USB-C, very, very much like the Maxell. So plastic on there. And indeed we've got the brass flywheel. So one thing about having it translucent is you can actually see what's going on. You can't lie. So that's quite interesting. Then yeah, you see it's got that same opening mechanism, same spring arrangement, and it doesn't seem to open quite as far. I might be wrong. And then pretty much, I don't know, I think the head actually looks slightly different. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's really a very striking resemblance to the Maxell. And yeah, looking at the battery, you probably can't see it, but it's got that additional electronics across the top of it for added protection. So that's actually quite interesting. Yeah, so it's quite a nice looking thing. It's certainly retro in its appearance, but yeah, I suppose we ought to give it a try. So I have my Sennheiser HD25s, and let's just plug that in. There should be a good bit of charge in there. And I always find it difficult to open. I find that with the Maxell. And the cassette doesn't really want to sit very well. Oh, there we go. So fast forward, rewind, stop. So yeah, that works. Okay, so I think the next thing I'm gonna do is do a wow and flutter check. Really, ideally, I would like to run this for a good sort of couple of hours, various cassettes, give it a full charge. Yeah, let's just give it a go as is, and see how it performs, see how it compares to the Maxell as well. Let's crack on. Okay, so here it goes. I've given it a bit of a charge, and I have also run it a little bit, just fast forward, rewind, a little bit of play, just to sort of ease things in a bit, but it should give a good indication of how good this is. So let's press play and start. Yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it? Gosh, yeah. I mean, it's a lot worse than the Maxell. Now, I have to say, having seen some reviews since I've done mine on the Maxell, some reviewers have had really bad results, and mine, although they weren't, arguably they weren't great, but it was certainly, you know, listening to a cassette, it's certainly listenable, and it's good enough to get the tape, if you like, feel of, you know, the feel of playing a cassette. So yeah, it really is all over the place. I mean, speed wise it's pretty good, just a tiny bit fast, and you wouldn't notice that, really, to be fair. But the wow and flutter is pretty all over the place. Certainly a very striking resemblance between these two cassette players. Obviously no belt clip, although if you look closely it looks like there could have been an option for one, which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, obviously you can't see the internals of this, but that is certainly very much like, I remember when I took the Maxell apart, what it looked like, and that's identical. So, or as near as, damn it, I mean, looks it. So let's take this apart. I know we can see what's going on, but I sort of want to just see what the belts are like as well. And yeah, so with the Maxell, I mean, this plastic feels a lot more brittle, so this could end really badly. So I seem to remember I have to take the spring out first, just to take the pressure off the door. Yeah, that does make a difference. And then flat blade screwdriver. I wonder if I'm better off, because this one, let's have a look at this. So the hinges are the same. You've got the angled bits on the hinge assembly there to give it extra strength. So maybe, I'm sure I sort of used a screwdriver on this side, but it feels like I should be doing it on this side. Okay, well, I've done that without a screwdriver. I've just literally pushed, because this side hasn't got the strengthener, just pushed that way, and that's disengaged it. Oh, it has got strengthening plastic on that side. Oh, I seem to remember the Maxell was a bit funny, sort of getting the one side out. I think it was the other side actually on the Maxell, but yeah, it just felt like there was no right way to do it. It just sort of came out when it was ready. Well, that was hard work. Twisting it round would get it off the hinge, but then it would get caught on the stopper. So yeah, that was really quite difficult, and it does feel like you're going to break the plastic. The plastic is not as good a quality as the Maxell. Whether that's worth double the cost, probably not, to be honest. But pays your money, it takes your choice. I did actually have somebody comment as well about screws, and yeah, totally agree. Separate out the screws. A lot of the, like Sony Walkmans, for example, some of them could have a dozen different screw lengths. I am very used to different screw lengths, working on iPads and things like that. And oh, that screw actually has a bad head on it. Let's try a flat. See if I can get some purchase on it. There'll be a screw that won't be going back in this. Ah, there we go. Yeah, the head of that is actually not great. Not a good start, really. So there we go, exactly the same as the Maxell, the tabs at the front. Battery, so exactly the same as the Maxell. There's a connector, so yeah, same control chip. And the belts, so motor, capstan, and then belts actually don't feel that great. They did actually feel better on the Maxell, but that could be my imagination, and just because I really want the Maxell to be better. So yeah, I'll measure those and we'll just compare. So I've measured the belt. The motor to capstan is 32mm diameter, and it's 0.8 thickness. And then the capstan to the reel is actually 35mm, 0.8. I think that is about the same as the Maxell, but I have to say the quality, they almost feel like they're on the way out already. They just don't feel great. One thing I'm wondering as well, while it's out, is there a clutch? No, there's no clutch. And that was something we found on the really cheap, really cheap one. Oh, is there? Oh no, there is. Oh, the clutch was jammed. Oh, that's interesting. It just went clunk, and now there's a clutch. So if I hold this, I'm spinning the pulley underneath, and it's the clutch is working. So that will make a difference to the wound flutter. So I wonder if that's a bit of an issue with these, that maybe the clutches are not that great. I mean, that's fairly smooth. Yeah, and the clutches, oh, actually, you can see it. Oh, I can quite make that out. You can see the the gear moving underneath the plastic there. Well, the spool isn't, so... Right, so the playback is clutched. And then there is a clutch for fast forward rewind as well, I guess, to protect the belts. So they're not, it's not just like the motor, so it's just not jamming the lot up. But yeah, well, that's interesting. So yeah, I'm tempted to get onto Deck Tech to see if they can actually produce belts for this. I had a look the other day and I couldn't see any. That's not on. I couldn't see any that were anywhere near. Oh, just have to actually turn off the turn off the deck. Yeah, still not got it. I think that's got it. There we go. The belts just seem like oily. And I have to say, I mean, I know it's almost identical to the Maxell, but I can't get that to sit very well, that belt. Yeah, I still think that's slightly crossed, but anyway, it may well sort itself out. They just don't really. They're just not good quality at all. So yeah, okay, well, that one's not so critical anyway, I suppose. But yeah, okay, well, I'm not going to lift the board because we know pretty much it's exactly the same as a Maxell. So I'm going to try and get us back together. And yeah. Okay, well, I'll put that dodgy one back in. I haven't got another one anyway, so I could potentially replace it with, whoops. So, and get this lid back on somehow. It just feels so flimsy compared to the Maxell. Well, I have to say it's much easier to put that together than it is to take it apart, which isn't altogether surprising. I did bend the plastic for the spring, and I bent that back, and that seems to have done the trick. It actually seems to be fairly resilient plastic, even though at first glance, just the feel of it feels really horrible. It's not that brittle. It's actually quite forgiving, so that's actually worth knowing. I thought I was going to break that off, and I thought, oh well, I'll just use it without the spring and it'll be fine. But yeah, so there we go. Sort of back up and running again, so yeah. So I used the Panda for a couple of hours last night and performed really well, to be honest. Listening to it, listen to Lady Gaga, it was fine. It's actually doing pretty well. And I think there was an awful lot between it and the Maxell, to be fair. But did another wound flutter test today, and I will say the deck was making a little bit of a sort of rubbing noise. Couldn't quite identify where it was coming from, but it felt like it was from the spool side of things. It didn't matter what cassette I used, they all did the same thing, and then that seemed to disappear. So yeah, but anyway, the wound flutter, I would say marginally better, but still all over the place. Yeah, maybe not as solid as the Maxell. I do wonder if the Maxell, maybe when they're speccing these to be mass produced, obviously by the same company, whether they spec better quality belts, maybe, but does that really justify double the price? Because that is effectively double the price depending on where you shop. I mean, the prices are all over the place at the moment anyway. So yeah, so let's do the shake test next. Okay, so let's do a shake test. One thing I nearly forgot to check was the tape thickness test. So 18 micrometer first of all, and see if we can get that in. Yeah, it does go in fine. Not the easiest thing to film. So that is actually running. Good and true. You can see there, that's actually running really well. It's a bit dark, I know. It's not, like I say, not the easiest thing to film. But yeah, that's cool. Right, so let's try the 9 micrometer. So this is sort of, well, would you want to put an L120 in here? But get ready to press stop. That's actually pretty good, except it's the deck's making a squeaking noise. Again, it's been doing this on and off. Oh, you can see maybe a little bit of deviation. But yeah, I think you get away with that. And see there over the head as well, that's fine. Okay, super. Let's crack on. So, azimuth adjustment. I've not checked the azimuth in either deck, to be fair, and it's something I might show in a future video, because I'm sure we'll be playing some more with these, especially, you know, if I manage to get some belts, to see if that improves things. But it's easy to adjust. It's exactly the same as on the Maxell. So small enough screwdriver will get to the screw there to adjust it. They are identical heads. What is it? Can't quite make it out. It looks like a E84201. Yeah, so they're both the same head, unsurprisingly. But yeah, so there we go. So my final thoughts on the Panda. Did actually miss to remove this. I'm guessing that's what it says in Chinese there. really not that bad. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Look at that. It takes all that lovely decal off when you remove that. Just to sort of interrupt the main video, in the box that came with this separate to the actual unit itself, separate to this box, was this envelope. And I wondered what on earth this was. It's a bit random, you know. There's some cleaning wipes and like a spreader tool. But you get these decals to put on, and that's so cool. That's really cool. So you can customize your stereo. So yeah, I may well end up doing that. Yeah, that's a really neat little extra. Oh, that's disappointing. I rather liked that. So yeah, if I'd not known about the Maxell, I wouldn't have done this series, to be honest. I just was so intrigued that Maxell was making a personal stereo that I had to try it, and I've not been disappointed, to be honest. I've used this quite a bit and quite enjoyed it. At the end of the day, it's cassettes, so they're never going to be brilliant, but you know, it could be like CD quality or whatever. But to reminisce or to play back some of my mixtapes from the 80s, it's been great. You know, really enjoyed it. The Panda, yeah, I would say at half the price, you can't really go wrong. If you're after one of these, then I'd probably recommend getting one of these. Especially if you can return it if you're disappointed with the quality of it, because I think the quality control is, like so many things, with the end user. So just like some people that have been reviewing these have found them terrible and others have found them fine, like V Westlife sort of was really quite happy with his, but I've seen others that have just found them terrible, and they've sounded terrible. So yeah, if this sounds awful, return it, get another one. It'll probably be a lot better. So we will revisit these, because like I say, I'm hoping to get some belts from Matt, some deck tech belts that we can try and to see if they do improve the wow and flutter. They'll certainly improve the reliability, especially on this Panda, because like I say, those belts are just so like inferior quality. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this one, and I did say I'd put a comparison poll out so you could sort of vote for which you think is which from direct audio grabs. I will still do that, but I was sort of waiting for this to arrive, to be honest, before I did it. So keep an eye out for that. Like and subscribe as well would be absolutely fantastic. Really helps the channel, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.